Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So in my previous videos, which I have link in the description or you can check for my playlist on Napalm, I showed you how to install, set up Napalm, do the integration with GNS3 and everything. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to connect to a network device using Napalm. So over here, we have my management center over here. As I discussed, it allows me to connect to these nodes in GNS3. And now this is a Cisco iOS V router. Okay. So as you can see, we have it here. So the IP address on the interface is as discussed in my previous video. So I can't ping my node from my router, and then I can reach my node from my PC. So let me demonstrate before I continue. So ping and the IP address 192.168.137.10. And as you can see, there's full connectivity. Okay, good. So we are good to go. So now on the Napalm website, the first thing that you have to do is look for a network driver. So the network driver is something like, as I said, Napalm uses unified API to abstract the low level communication that you're going to have with your device. Okay, so now we have the network driver over here. We have for Arista EOS, iOS XR using netconf, and then we have iOS XR, we have Genus, we have NOx, and then we also have the iOS. In my case, we are going to use the iOS. So on the Ansible documentation web page, everything is right there. Okay, so you get to see the network driver and everything that you have here. Now on the Ansible, on the Napalm documentation, we can go to supported devices. Just click on it. You have a page open, and we get to see how to set up the connection parameters. So on the connection parameters, we have port Napalm, and then we create an object from the network driver. Okay, so this is the network driver which comes with Napalm. We are creating an object from that particular network driver, and now here he set optional arguments. But in our first video, we're not going to set the optional arguments. We'll get there when we are doing complex configurations. Okay, and now from there object that we created from the network driver, we also create a device object from that particular driver because mind you, this is a variable and this is another variable. So we assign the object that we created from the network driver to the driver variable. And also we create an object from that particular variable, passing the parameters needed for you to connect to the network device. And then when you are done, you open connection to the device. So let me go straight to the code and explain what everything does. So this is a simple code which is going to connect to our device, and then once the connection is successful, we are going to get statement printed that you have successfully connected to the Cisco device. Okay, so now as I said earlier, from here we have Napalm import get network driver. So one of the best ways to learn Python is to use text editors like VS Code, where you get to install extensions which will help you understand what you're doing. You can just click on Napalm and go to definition. On the definition, you get to see we have a list of network drivers, and here we are importing Cisco iOS. Okay, now back to our code. As we said, we are going to create a driver object from this particular Cisco iOS, which is going to give us the parameters for us to connect to the network device. Now, once we have all this variable, or once we have this network driver being assigned to this particular variable, now it's time to create a device object, okay, for that particular network driver that we copied from the Ansible module. sorry, the Napalm model. So now we have the device, we have the driver, and then we specify the parameters. And the parameters are the various elements that you need to connect to the device. And I have the IP address of the remote node, I have the username, and I have the password over here. So we can just reference from here. So show run, and then let me filter for, sorry, show run, username. As you can see, we have username storm privilege level 15. So once we connect to the device, I'll have direct access to enable mode. Okay, so now back, and then we establish the connection. So this is how you establish a connection from this particular object that you created. Okay, so device or whatever variable you assign, device or maybe Cisco router dot open. That's a method for that particular object that you created. And now once we are in the device, we are going to print you have successfully connected to the Cisco device. Now between this open and close, that's where every magic that you want to do on the Cisco device or the network device is going to happen. In this first video, we're going to see how to connect to this device and print the statement that we have here. Okay, so I'm going to run. I'm going to minimize, reduce the size. Good. I'm going to run the script. Just let me save it. I'm going to run the script. And as you can see right here, you have successfully connected to the Cisco device as stated in the code that I wrote. So this is how to connect to a Cisco device using Napalm. You can also read on the documentation on their page to do more, but in this journey, I'll take you from building everything from the scratch to advanced level. Thank you very much for watching this video and see you in my next video. Bye bye.